Morning all, another great weekend of racing obviously upcoming. We've got the John Smith's Cup taking centre stage at York on the Knavesmire and the Irish Oaks over at the Curragh, and then some good stuff at the likes of Newbury and Curragh tomorrow as well. So we're on 5th position from earlier on in the week in the John Smith's Cup at 2:30. You can get about 10 to 1 at the minute. I think that's still a great price. He's got a slightly wider than ideal draw, but I think there's enough horses in the race that will push the pace on, that hopefully will allow the better horses in the race to come to the fore in the closing stages. So 5th position I think has a great chance to go well. There's dangers everywhere, obviously such a competitive handicap, the likes of Caradoc and Harrovian, and at bigger prices maybe Yukon Glen, Archie Perkins and Anything Today could all run well as well. So in terms of a bet though, the 340 race at York is the one that I've gone to, and it's a filly of Richard Fahey's called Arctic Fox, who's into about 4 to 1 now. Was 7 or 8 to 1 last night, but she's been well supported. I can see why. She's 2 from 2 on the Knavesmire, and she had an eye-catching run at Ripon last time out when running on from the rear in 3rd in a decent race. And I think back to York she'll take a lot of beating there in the 340 there. So that's Arctic Fox. In terms of other bets today over at the Curragh, I'm going to suggest backing 2 in the Scurry handicap over 6.5 furlongs, big field sprint handicap on the straight course there at the Curragh. And the main selection is Gulliver for David O'Mara, who has won the race before, of course, with Intersaab 2 years ago. Gulliver had an eye-catching run in the Bold Lad handicap here at the Curragh over 6 furlongs when just not getting a run at the right stage and flying home over 6 furlongs. The extra half furlong will suit. He flew home in the Wokingham as well when just chasing down Summergand, his stablemate, on the stand side in the Wokingham. Summergand has won since and runs in group company. So look, Gulliver, I think everything is set up nicely for a big run. He's drawn near the pace setter Bungee Jump, only a couple of stalls away. So I think has a great chance to go well for David O'Mara, a trainer who likes to send his raiders over to Ireland. And the other one worth backing in the Scurry handicap over there at 6.15 at the Curragh is Nordic Passage for Johnny Levins, who won last time out at the course over 6 furlongs. Extra half furlong will suit as well, and just won in a manner last time out that suggested there was a huge amount to come. He sidled up to the leaders on that occasion, and then when he hit the front he didn't do a great deal. So I think we haven't quite yet got to the bottom of Nordic Passage's ability, and we might see another step forward today. So that's Gulliver and Nordic Passage, probably both between the 8 to 1, 10 to 1 mark over the Curragh at 6.15. In terms of the other bet on the weekend, it's our old friend Dancing in the Street, who has claims to be probably the unluckiest horse in training so far this season for William Haggis, because had 2 luckless runs in her first 2 starts of the season at Haydock and Royal Ascot, and then was drawn on the wrong side at Newmarket last week in the 3-year-old sprint handicap there, where she absolutely blitzed her rivals on her side. She beat a horse called Miras of Mark Johnston's by a good 9 or 10 lengths on her side in that group, and Miras went on to win a valuable and competitive event at Hamilton in the week. She's lowest rated in the field here, so you might think I've gone mad for suggesting her, but I'd suggest that maybe if she'd had any luck in any of her 3 runs to date, she'd be rated much higher. And in these group and listed events for fillies, ratings don't mean a huge amount really. I think she's a hugely in form and progressive sprinter, and she can confirm that up in class, but I think she's well up to it. So that's Dancing in the Street, about 14 or 16 to 1, which is a massive price for a filly very much on the up. So there we go. We got obviously 5th position in the John Smith's Cup at 2:30, Arctic Fox in the 340 at York as well. In the Scurry handicap over at the Curragh at 6.15, we've got Gulliver and Nordic Passage, and then Dancing in the Street in the 305, the fillies Group 3 at York tomorrow. Okay, have a great weekend. Cheers.